the first Dune I don't think it is physically possible to make a better representation of the book than that first movie did. And all the cast members are saying that this new movie far exceeds the first. And of course, remember, the first one won more Academy Awards than any other film at the Academy Awards that year, ended up taking home 6 Academy Awards. So I'm dying to see this movie. I cannot wait to see it. But one of the questions has been, how well can it do? Because the first Dune, while it was fairly highly anticipated, it had its kneecaps busted open with a baseball bat by the idiots who were running Warner Brothers at the time, who decided to do their day and date strategy. We're going to put it on HBO Max on the same day we put it out in theaters. And it suffered from that. Like, it made about $40 million on its opening weekend, which is, I mean, really great compared. I mean, I'm sure Argyle would kill to have a $40 million opening weekend. Oof. And it went on to make about in the 400 millions at the box office. Again, a lot of movies would kill to make $400 million, but Dune, everybody knew Dune had higher potential than that. Well, according now to reports coming out, the early projections are coming out, and they're saying this movie could upwards of maybe double the box office hits that the first Dune did. This comes to us from the folks over at Deadline, who wrote the following. The most conservative sees the sequel to the Denis Villeneuve feature adaptation of Frank Herbert's 1965 novel between 65 million plus, which is a 59% to 83% higher than the opening of Dune back in 2021. Dune Part 2 tickets went on sale January 26th, 34 days out. We hear that the pre-sales, get this, that the pre-sales out of the gate indicate that Dune Part 2 is pacing ahead of the advanced ticket sales of Universal's Oppenheimer, which makes sense given the fanboys are the first to buy. But several analysts believe that Dune Part 2 has a shot at $75 to $80 million plus for its opening weekend. Okay. This, if it comes in at 65, would be a great opening weekend for Dune Part 2. But that's kind of where I saw it capping out. Like, them Deadline saying that that's only the most conservative number that they've got. Saying that they believe, there are analysts out there who believe that Dune is going to hit the $75 to $80 million mark on its opening weekend. To me, is kind of insane because that puts it in the same ballpark as Oppenheimer. And, you know, Oppenheimer went on to become almost $1 billion film, which was just crazy. Now with Dune, you got the original cast coming back, but you're adding, you know, Austin Butler, you're adding Florence Pugh, you're adding Christopher Walken, you're adding like a whole bunch more pieces to the puzzle as well. And of course, everybody knows that the sequel is planning to be a much more action-orientated one than the first one, which really set up the depth of the lore and the mythology of Arrakis and the House Wars and all that kind of stuff. So, guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, MasterClass. Everyone, it's a new year, so picture that thing that you've always wanted to learn. Now, picture learning it from a person who's literally one of the best in the world at it, and that's what you get with MasterClass. This year, learn from the best to become your best with MasterClass. Don't just talk about improving, MasterClass helps you actually do it. Because MasterClass offers over 180 world-class instructors, so whether you want to master negotiation with Chris Voss, like I did, think like a boss with Martha Stewart, or learn the art of storytelling from the man himself, Neil Gaiman, MasterClass has you covered. Because with MasterClass, you get unlimited access to intimate one-on-one classes with the world's best. At MasterClass, there are over 200 classes to pick from, with new classes being added every month. And if you're a viewer of the John Campea Show, you probably love movie making, storytelling, television. So you would be totally interested in things like screenwriting from Aaron Sorkin, learn developing original TV series from Stranger Things' The Duffer Brothers, or maybe you like the music side of movies, well, you can learn film scoring from Hans Zimmer. And right now, our listeners will get an additional 15% off an annual membership at masterclass.com/Campea. Get 15% off right now at masterclass.com/Campea. Masterclass.com/Campea. I'll tell you what, Chris, these numbers and I'm really excited for this movie. It's my
You
second
are?
most anticipated film of the year.
Yeah.
But these numbers that they're throwing around are exceeding where I thought it would be. And those numbers may just get bigger as we go. What do you think about the projections that we're seeing right now?
I'm here for the bigger numbers, honestly. And I say this as somebody who does not share your enthusiasm for this franchise.
Right? Yeah, and you're not alone.
I totally get it, you guys. I'm excited, honestly, to rewatch Dune and then go into this and have them closely connected because it was just a pacing thing for me mostly. It's a stunning movie. But I think when I saw this, it was, well, yeah, obviously it's going to do better. We're not doing that hideous day and date release because I also watched this from the comfort of my own home. And that also could be another reason why I didn't love the first part of Dune because I didn't have that epic sound. I didn't have that huge screen and everything. But that obviously did a number on the box office when this movie could have performed really, really beautifully. Austin Butler looks so much like Voldemort in that moment. Whoa.
It's so true.
Whoa. He's whispering Avada Kedavra. I can't unsee it and it hurts my brain. But I think this movie has the potential to do so well. One, people loved the first one for the most part. Most of you guys really, really enjoyed it. It was stunningly beautiful. It picked up so many award nominations. And now we have this stacked cast, like you brought up. We have some really big names in there who are having huge, huge career moments right now. So I think even if you were like me and you weren't incredibly on board with the first one, you're still going to see the second one. And for those of you who loved the first one, you've already got your tickets or you're already getting excited. You got that popcorn bucket. You're ready to go.
I just think, like, knowing the story that I do, and for some people, the deeper, Rob described it this way, and I agree with Rob. I think for some people, they went into Dune expecting a new kind of Star Wars, which is understandable. And what it was more of a deeper philosophical whatever. And I think it's not that people didn't get it. It's just that I think when we go into a movie, I think expecting one thing and then we get something completely different, I think that can throw us off kilter sometimes as an audience. And now that I think people have kind of tuned their brains to the type of story that this is, and they ramp up the payoff, they ramp up the action going into the final film, I think, I mean, look, I haven't seen the movie, so I reserve the right to change this. But Chris, I'm going to call it right now. Dune wins Best Picture at the next Oscars.
Oh,
not the one coming up shortly, but next year's Oscars, I'm going to call it right now. Dune Part 2 will win Best Picture at the Academy Awards. Now,
damn,
I will completely recant that if I watch it and it sucks. I have had this situation happen to me before where a movie I thought that looked great ended up not being so great. But I'm going to call it right now. Dune's going to win Best Picture of the Year next year. It's going to win all the awards.
Sonic 3, baby. Where's Ray? Sonic 3 is going to win.
Ray's outside on the other side of the door over there joining in the chat and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm sure Ray is projecting that it's going to be
Sonic 3.
Sonic 3 will win Best Picture.
Best Picture.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.